Good morning. Hope everybody is having a good start on their day. Um, Excited about today. Today we have a special guest, as you can see. Cole Richards is coming in to do a little interview, chit chat a little bit about what he is doing in the classroom with YouTube. It's a pretty cool little interview that we did. I think you'll get a lot of insight and wisdom on that. Cole's a pretty excitable guy. Um, but it's really kind of cool what he's doing. On the screen, you will see his YouTube channel called Bass Insights. There's a link that you can click on that um, and see what his YouTube channel is all about and check up on that. So, further ado, let's hear a little bit about Bass Insights and what Cole Richards is doing in his classroom. All right. Today, what I thought we would do is something a little different. Put a little spotlight on a teacher that is doing some great things in his classroom, but also take a look at, and we can explain a little question and answer with Cole Richards. A little bit about Cole is he's a history teacher, and he'll explain a little bit more what he does at the high school. But one of the cool things he has done is he has started using YouTube in his classroom. But before he started using it in his classroom, he spent some time making up his own personal YouTube channel called Bass Insights. I will have a link of that in the description below so you can take a look at what he's doing and then also kind of see after what we have described and what he's described, check out what he's doing. So on our normal YouTube Fridays, I try to talk about things you can use in the classroom, maybe things that make your life a little bit easier. But I really thought what Cole's doing in his classroom is really super cool. So I thought we would have him as a guest appearance today, kind of like a little holiday treat for you, so you don't have to see me. So, hey, Cole, why don't we answer this question first? Just tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been teaching at Warsaw and a little bit about your channel.
So this is my ninth year at Warsaw. Um, I teach at the high school. I teach AP US History, AP World, and AP Euro. So I teach college all day, basically. I coach football. I've coached track. I have two sons, Flynn and Merrick. Flynn is a kindergartner at Jefferson this year. My wife, Katie, is a special ed teacher at Jefferson as well. So Warsaw's home for us. I guess you could say my YouTube journey, my tech journey and enlightenment, if you would call it that, started about last year. Last year, I got a grant to get a whole bunch of new technology in my room to really incorporate it. And what I wanted to do with this technology, I got some mics, I got a GoPro, I got some different things, some different programs. Really, it started out of the want and desire to make sure that I was meeting kids in a digital medium where they live their life, right? And two, with people being gone on contact tracing, with people missing, with having to go totally digital there for a semester, I wanted to create a YouTube channel where kids could drop in and review or find lessons that they missed and do all of these things. Now, before I did all of that, before I rolled that out in my classroom, I wanted to, having never done any of this, right? I wanted to create a personal YouTube to experiment with and see what worked and what didn't and how creating videos went and get better at doing it. I obviously love the outdoors. I love going fishing. We're always on the water. We're always outside catching frogs and everything with the boys. So I started a fishing YouTube, Bass Insights. And that channel has taught me a ton of stuff, and it's actually blown up. Now we're getting about 30,000 views a month, which is super cool, right? But I started that channel to teach myself. We so many times in the classroom ask our students to do and try and to learn these new things. I figured before I'm going to make my students use this digital platform in this medium, I want to make sure that I'm well versed in it, that I have the ability to do that things, and it has opened up a ton of doors for me in different places. Number one, it's helped build a ton of relationships. Students now know I run a YouTube channel, and they all subscribe to it. They love it. They come to me and talk to me about all the things that happen on the channel. And they even, they bring their criticisms, they bring their loves, and it's really opened a ton of doors to form good relationships with students. I feel like a lot of times students feel like teachers are just like robots that get plugged in at the end of the day when they leave, right? And the more that students can interact with you and the more that students can see your interests and your likes, the more relationship you can have with students. And that's been one of those kind of things that's happened with that channel. And that's been exciting, but it's also taught me so much and it's brought so many cool things into my classroom that I can use and do and meet kids that are truly digital minded, digital native kids who grow up and do all of these things. That's been awesome.
I know that we have talked before that I teach outdoor education, and we've actually used it. I teach with Brady Jones, and we actually have used your channel for our boater's ed, but also topographical maps. In multiple videos, you have shown your topo maps, and we have shown it, and it's really kind of cool to see the kids like, oh, we're watching Vast Insights. That's Mr. Richards, and we're like, yep, that's Mr. Richards. And I think one of a couple of cool things is we're seeing a teacher going outside the box a little bit. Kids get to learn a little bit more about you outside of the classroom, outside of the football field, and then they're just seeing some really cool things that you're trying, because when it cuts into the classroom, you'll be able to show them, okay, this can happen. So can you let us know of some other things that you might be doing in the classroom that has tied with your YouTube channel?
So really, I've really branched out and I teach upper level classes and you have to always be on your toes, finding good and interesting content that both engages students and is also rigorous to the curriculum that you teach. Learning how to use all of this technology has opened up a ton of extension of learning activities for me. Like the other day, we talked about revolutions in AP World, and I have freshmen in here, and we made TikToks about revolutions. And one group made a 17 TikTok presentation about the American Revolution, and it was awesome. And these kids, they demonstrated a deep understanding of content and a deep understanding of learning through a digital platform that I normally wouldn't have been familiar with, right? Learning how to do these things and create these videos and the ease at which this stuff can be created has opened up all kinds of extensions of learning, right? In my U.S. history class, we just did documentaries over the Civil War, and these kids got in and found primary resource and documents and people who were actually there. And then they made these awesome documentaries. And because I have made so many videos now on my YouTube channel, I was able to help these kids, and these kids turned in, and they were supposed to be 2 to 3 to 4 minute videos, and kids were turning in 6 to 8 minute videos that looked like they were professionally made by it's someone's job. And kids learned so much and got so involved and, got and did these projects with friends, did them with parents, did them with people in the community. And that's really cool because that's an extension of learning and that's making it matter to a student. Another way that this is transferred into my classroom, the kids love to come to me and they love to tell me what could be better about my videos, right? And I have a student who is super quiet, never really engages, never really talks. He came up to me one day and he's like, your videos are cool, but they'd be way better if you had an intro. And I was like, well, how do you make an intro? What's a good intro? And he's like, I'll make you one. So he sat down in SRT and for 15 minutes and made me an intro video that's awesome. And that's on my YouTube channel. It's on like 3/4 of the videos on my channel because it's a really cool intro. And he showed me these different programs that you can use. I had another kid come up and talk to me about, hey, your videos would get more views and stuff if you had better thumbnails. And I was like, well, what the heck does that mean? And then he told me about how, in the one design class that he was talking about, they were talking about rules for like thumbnails and do all this. And he's like, here, go to this site and do all these things. And now I have awesome thumbnails and it's made my views better. But that's an extension of learning, and that's hooking classes together that normally wouldn't be hooked together. Right. And that's something that's really cool that the channel has provided.
Well, I think also when kids can make a connection to us as teachers outside of the classroom is huge. If you have a silent student in the back who's got a special talent that you would never know unless you were vulnerable and open and was like, look, I do this stuff, I'm trying, and then they'll be like, oh, well, here, we can make this even better. I think that you've tapped into something um, really kind of cool. And I think I want to preface with this. I think you would agree that it doesn't matter what level you're at. Now, you are teaching AP classes, so you're talking some upper level kids that, like you said, you have to work a little bit. You have to work in a different way to teach them because they've kind of figured out the traditional way of school. So you have to look at it a little different. But I think elementary kids could do this. I think I've had OE kids make videos before. I've had my 7th grade science kids make videos before in terms of they have the capability in their iPads, and that's all you're using, correct? You aren't using
Yep.
any extra cameras or anything like that.
Nope, I'm using a base minimum of stuff, and then to speak to the general ed kids or even the kids that are a little bit lower down in terms of academic achievement. I had one kid that I've had for 4 years in enrichment, and he's a welding kid. He's a kid that's not motivated to be at school. He's a kid that wants to learn and do with his hands. And he was talking to me about my one videos, and he's like, "Well, I have to do a project in welding." And I'm going to make you this thing that you can set on the bottom of a lake. And he made this beautiful thing that I can use to make videos. And it was one of his welding projects. And, I talked to Jeremiah, and Jeremiah had said that the kid was never more excited about doing something. Right. So the simple fact that you can see a tangible, like, excitement in students who aren't normally excited by traditional projects. I mean, and this stuff it's not things that you need a 4-year degree to do, right? I'm shooting with a GoPro camera, editing on iMovie, and doing, some work on my laptop. It's not like I have millions of dollars of gear and I'm doing all of this stuff, out of pocket. That's crazy. I'm using tools that students have with them. You can run a successful YouTube channel with a school iPad, right? It's not hard to do, and I think that something that holds a lot of teachers back is this fear of trying something new or trying to grow yourself in a way that you're not familiar with. And honestly, it's one of the better things that I've done because it's opened up so many different new avenues for me to take things. Right, I'm getting ready to roll out this huge, review slash teaching slash whatever YouTube channel for my students, and I've been compiling a bunch of stuff together. And a lot of students can't wait for it to come out because they're like, "Oh, when are the review videos coming out? When are all these things coming out?" And that's a big deal. If you can get that extension of learning to just any kid, right? That's a win.
Well, I think you hit it on the head. It's just an extension of your classroom. I think that I think you and I both agree that, and I've told uh, others before that technology is helpful. There is a little front end learning, but then once you figure it out, it really goes rather smoothly and quickly. Um, but there are also a bunch of kids that you have that are willing to help because they know sometimes more about the technology than we do. And if you make yourself vulnerable, like you have, on, hey, how do we do this? Or how can I make a better trailer? Or what do you mean by thumbnails? Well, I'll show you, because they want to get involved and they want to help. And I think that it's kind of cool as a teacher that you set yourself out there and say, all right, kids, let's help me with this. And we're going to make a good product, because in turn, then it's just all about learning
Yep,
and learning for all whatever it takes type thing. So that I think is pretty cool. So
definitely.
if teachers find this interesting and they'd like to try it, are you willing to are you willing to help, or can they reach out to you? Or
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
okay,
one of the coolest things about this is it's taught me so many things, and it's enhanced a lot of the things that I do. So if I can help in any way, I mean, if you have questions, if you want me to talk to you about how I just do things and how I set stuff up, great. If you want to talk about, where the bite's at and where the fish are, let me know. That's good information, right? We're always looking for that. But no, if I can help in any way, just same thing. I know that you always offer help, right? Um, I think really good teachers try sometimes to put too much on themselves. A lot of really good teaching is learning from people around you who are doing things differently, and how can I incorporate these small things to make my experience better, right? So if I can help in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. Shoot me an email, and I will tell you whatever I can tell you, right? I'm by no means an expert in anything, but I've made myself a lot better. If you go back and watch my early videos versus my videos now, I mean, and you've laughed at me about it too. The first videos are not the best, but dang, we're making progress and we're getting better each video, and that's just, it's one of those learning experience things, and it's one of the things that you translate into effective learning in your classroom, right? You talk about, all right, I'll make better thumbnails. You do better on this essay, right, that I assigned. And the students love that back and forth. So if I can help in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Well, that's awesome. Well, like I said, I just wanted to spotlight some really cool stuff that's going on in the classroom. We will have Bass Insights link in the description. Definitely subscribe if
Oh
you
yeah,
are one
always.
that likes to, if you want to like to fish, or just see what Cole's up to, because every Wednesday and Friday Cole updates and he's doing something, and so we
Yeah.
can follow the life of Cole
If you
on the
yeah,
water.
even if you don't like fishing, you can probably get a good laugh or two in there generally. Right.
Exactly, comic relief. But he also puts out shorts, which are YouTube shorts, which are just a blurb of a video. Um, that's pretty cool. You can add those to your classrooms. But just appreciate you, Cole, for coming on with us today and being our guest, special guest before Christmas break. And thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thanks, Nate.
Yep.
Hey guys, Nate wanted me to give you a quick rundown of things that I use to run my YouTube channel. And it's actually really easier than you would believe, right? So, number one, my camera is a GoPro Hero 8 Black. Now, I've experimented with a lot of different audio options. The audio for the GoPro isn't the best, but the camera quality is awesome. But I got a little audio mod here that fits over the GoPro, and what it is it's a directional mic that gives me like attachments on the back, and that allows me to go anywhere and talk, and this will regulate it automatic. Literally, you just plug it into the GoPro and it runs great, and you get good, clean, crisp audio from it. Plus, you get awesome video quality out of the GoPro, right? So in the classroom, I'll stand in front of my board and talk on the GoPro, and it's like you're in the classroom. It's better than anything else that I've tried, any other programs that I've tried. The GoPro is super easy to use too. The other thing that's indispensable is a clip. It's got a magnet on the back, and it's got a clip on the front. And literally, I clip it onto my boat mirror just like that. I clip it onto my whiteboard, and it's a go everywhere, do everything mount. I've ran 60 miles an hour on Lake Michigan with this clip right here, and it's not going anywhere, right? Literally easy. Now, the other thing that you need to know about GoPros, battery life, right? Battery life is solved by having an external battery. I literally take this external battery right here that I got on Amazon for like 35 bucks. And I got an extendable cord right here that I plug into the back of the GoPro, and I can film for 12 hours, right? It fixes that issue, right? So if I'm lecturing in class and I want to film it, I simply put my GoPro wherever I want it, plug in my external battery with this clip right here to the audio mod, and I can teach all day and film all day with this camera right here. It is super simple. It is super easy. Now, you can also take this GoPro footage right here, literally download it via Bluetooth to your computer, and you're set. You don't even have to edit that much footage. Super cool. You can also get the GoPro Quick app on your phone, and it does the same thing, guys. It is not hard to be successful in creating a YouTube channel. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. See you later.
Well, I want to say again, thank you to Cole. I told you he's pretty excitable when it comes to what he's doing in the classroom. And I think that's pretty neat. A little bit longer video today. So I would like to reward you. We'll have an Amazon drawing for a gift certificate. So if you have made it this far, go ahead and comment in the comment section. I'll make sure the comments are turned on. And you can get entered for a drawing. I will draw on Tuesday at noon. So you will know if you won before you leave on Wednesday. Might even extend it to Tuesday afternoon, so you'll know. So, but I just wanted to thank you for watching. Thank you for all you're doing in the classroom, and I hope you have a great break. If you don't hear from me, and have a very Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching.